From the News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us today on MorningLine. I'm Aundrea Cline-Thomas, filling in for Nick Barris. We've got a packed show for you. Part of the show, we're going to be talking about police officers. They've taken oath to serve and protect, but they're also going to entertain for a good cause. We'll tell you more about that. But first, we're going to talk about a great program called Paychecks for Patriots. I'm joined here. Again, we got a full house. We've got Melinda Williams on the end from the Department of Labor. We've got Bob Ravner, the Executive Vice President at Dollar General. And then we have General Max Haston with the Tennessee Department of Military. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, this is really great. First of all, tell us about Paychecks for Patriots.
Well, I'll start by saying that this is something that was the brainchild of the people in the departments sitting around the table here today. Was as we thought about the need for businesses in the state to hire great people, the military, especially the National Guard and Reserve, who have citizen soldiers who need great jobs along the way, and the state workforce development team that is looking to get citizens jobs. What a match made in heaven to enable all those constituencies to come together and bring jobs to the people that need them.
But all too often, they go off to fight and they come back home, and it's hard. It's hard to find a job. Tell us about that problem.
Well, it's Tennessee is the fourth largest deploying state of our reserve component, National Guard, and we've deployed over since 9/11 over 29,000 young men and women. And when they come back, they have to take time off from their employer, and when they come back, they either want to change employment or they've never had a job. So this was just a great opportunity to sit down and partner with some great companies here in Tennessee and one of our sister agencies to sit down and just come up with this idea, and it all just seemed to fit. And this is, I believe, our third year for doing this, and collectively working with these folks here, we've put over 2,000 people to work and through our JSIP program. Wow. and our Paychecks for Patriots.
Wow. Melinda, just overall, just from a business perspective, how lucky are we to have so many people who are in the service?
It's incredible. I come from a military family. I myself have not served. My father and grandfather both served in the United States Navy, so it's very personal with me. And then on the business aspect of it is connecting our Tennessee employers with our veterans. It's a win-win for all. And this year we have a little over 1,000 veterans that have already pre-registered. This event will be tomorrow, and we've got over 300 employers, all with full-time employment opportunities for our service members. So it's a great day in Tennessee, and we're doing it in 10 locations all at the same time.
That's amazing. What makes somebody who has served, what makes them such a great employee?
Go ahead.
Well, the military is a slice of America, but you have an employee that has values, that has discipline. We have a problem in America today where we have only 1/3 of our graduating students has the capabilities of joining the military. So we screen these folks. Predominantly, you get a drug-free employee, which that's very important to a lot of our businesses today. What I think is one of the greatest things is that you have an individual who represents your company or your business well, someone that you don't care to go out and sell your product or your service. And I think that's extremely important.
Yeah.
I would add to that, I'm a Navy veteran myself.
Oh, wow.
And so I made the transition almost 30 years ago. And so I know firsthand not only in what it takes to make that transition, but being on the employer side of it for all that time since, I know firsthand the level of training, discipline, responsibility, leadership experiences that the military gives. I was a submariner myself at the ripe age of 23, 24, standing on top of the conning tower of an 8,600-ton vessel with 150 men on board. That's tremendous responsibility that the Navy gave me, and you can multiply that across the military network to know that these are people that are getting real-life experiences, and they bring that to the workplace. And at Dollar General, we've recognized the value of that, and so far in this past year, we've hired over 4,000 veterans ourselves.
Wow. And just as an employer, from that perspective, how does it benefit your company? Because there has been an initiative to try to get more companies to hire more veterans. Talk about how it's benefited your company.
Well, first of all, we're always looking for great talent, as are other businesses, and we recognize that the training and experiences that people coming out of the military bring are going to make those companies better. As the General said, it's already a pre-screened process. These are great young Americans who need good jobs. They just need the skills and the experiences on the corporate side, but they bring a lot of those intangibles that you just can't train. Great attitudes, self-discipline, reliability, dependability, all those things are going to make businesses much better than without them.
And you hear from businesses all the time that good help is really difficult to find, especially with the drug screenings and things like that. Just talk about how this has grown over the past few years.
Wow. Wow. It was a test pilot, I think, 3 years ago. We did this in our Tennessee Career Centers. This year, we're actually telling people that, you know, we're at full capacity here in Nashville. We're in capacity with all 10 locations across Tennessee with hiring employers. And one of the prerequisites, I think, more so for this year is that the fact that the jobs are full-time. They're not temp to hire. They're not. They're going to be unemployed, which they become, you know, they become ours after they become unemployed, and that goes totally against what we're looking for, and that's what separates Paychecks from Patriots from the other hiring initiatives that we do with our Tennessee employers. The employers across Tennessee have just stepped up. I mean, it's just phenomenal, the calls and the level of the people that will be represented here tomorrow, just in Nashville alone. Not, you know, in addition to Chattanooga, Knoxville, Memphis, all these locations, everyone has stepped up and sees the value. And this moves the governor's initiative to put Tennessee as a leading state in the country. And I think we're way ahead of a lot of other states. Florida and Georgia have copied Tennessee's model. We love being the leader.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing. So we are way ahead of some of the other states, and they're looking at Tennessee's model, and that's something that we're very, very proud of, and very, we talk about that a lot. One other thing, Aundrea, is that this program, Paychecks for Patriots, has been recognized by the United States Department of Labor, Veterans Employment and Training, as a national best practice. We're very proud of that, and it's won 3 PRSA awards because of Dollar General and military's initiatives with the Department of Labor. So we're proud of that. We don't do it for that reason. The goal and the objective for tomorrow's hiring events is to get our military service members, our veterans, back to work.
I would add, too, the reason this works to me is it brings the best of what the state has to offer together. You've got the media involved. One day it becomes a special event. The military community, the business community, and the state agencies all working together. In what better way? And for me, this is the best public-private partnership that I've ever been involved with. And I think it's a tribute to our employees at the state level, in the military, and the employers around the state. And we're all proud to be part of the state of Tennessee because of that.
So somebody saying, okay, sign me up. What do they need to do? What do they need to bring with them? How can they put their best foot forward?
We have a registration for our veterans. It's on the Department of Labor and Workforce Development's website. For veterans, they can go in and pre-register by location. I would suggest that any veteran bring their resumes. Some will be hiring tomorrow on site. Hopefully a lot of our veterans will go home tomorrow with jobs. So that's a win-win for the veterans and for the employer. But to be dressed for an interview, because that's what this is all about tomorrow. Be prepared. Go online and pre-register. You don't have to do that. We like to encourage people to do that, but that's not a prerequisite. But we like to know that they're pre-registered, and bring their resumes and be ready to go to work.
Fantastic. We're going to hear much more about this program. We're encouraging you to go ahead and give us a call, 615-737-PLUS, 615-737-7587. We want to take your questions coming up after the break.